It's a me! Ho ho!
Hi, I'm Daisy. So, since we are parents, we're going to share our tips on how to manage a small child at a convention.
Because it can be quite the experience.
Oh, yes. It may seem cute to, bring in a kid to a convention, but it's harder than you think. And that brings to tip number 1. Your client experience won't be the same before you became a parent.
No, it will not be.
Because when you have a kid, your responsibility is solely on that child. So you must put your kids first before you do anything you want. You gotta sacrifice your time to make sure your children get enough sleep.
The younger your child is, the more complicated it is.
That's true, especially under 6 months. This little one was 4 months old when we took him to ASA. And we had to make sure he was fed and had enough sleep.
He was very playful at the convention when we took him out of the stroller, but most of the time when he was in the stroller, he was very cranky.
Be mindful of the things you wear when it's feeding time.
Yes, because you never know when he's going to spit up on you. And always have the spit rag on you. Always.
Always. Well, I was wearing a full dress when I was feeding him at one point. He was in the cafeteria getting some lunch, and he was hungry. And I thought, oh, maybe it's a good idea to feed him. So I did, and when I was burping him, I had the spit rag on my lap, but he spat up on the skirt of my dress, which was awful because it was a cheap satin fabric. Yeah.
Yeah, so be mindful. Your baby can do anything. Spit up.
Pee and poop and all sorts of stuff. So you could wear whatever you want, but you just gotta be very mindful.
Especially when it comes to handling your baby.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Ho-ho! Ho-ho!
Alright. Tip number 3. Be aware of crowded areas at the convention.
And lots of loud noise, too.
Yes. It can be very difficult for your baby to sleep at. And it can also be difficult to find a place for your baby to sleep. Our best way to do it, panels and maybe hallways.
Empty hallways that are not crowded, of course.
Yes. We made a mistake at the convention. He was asleep in the game room. We just got in and we were going to...
That was going to be our way of unwinding.
Yes.
By playing some games.
And then like 10 to 20 minutes in, we heard a big cry, which was from him.
Because there was a lot of loud music going on from the game,
Yes.
the Smash Bros. Tournament.
Yes, and he wasn't asleep for long. Brings to tip number 4. Packing up supplies to keep the baby fed.
What we did was we had our formula in Ziploc bags. We had just the right amount of scoops, and we had 3 bottles full of water to mix.
Mm-hmm. That is if you're planning on formula feeding your baby. If you're planning on breastfeeding your baby, which I'm going to be honest with you, I never did at the convention because I was dried up way before the convention even occurred. But if you are planning on breastfeeding, if you want to, if you feel comfortable enough, you can ask the staff if there's a quiet place for you to feed the baby, or you can pick a hallway where it's somewhat quiet, sit down against the wall and feed your baby. Just be mindful that you are going to get stares no matter what. No matter if you're breastfeeding or bottle feeding, you are going to get stares. It brings up to our next tip. Don't let anyone tell you how to raise your kid. If they even tell you crap, like, oh, you should bring your baby to a con, or this is too much for him, you can kill it off with kindness and be like, thank you, and walk away.
Granted, we mostly got positive reactions. You know, everybody was saying, "Aww," when they saw him in his Luigi cosplay.
Yes. But still, if you even get any negative reactions, end it off with positivity. Always end everything with positivity, no matter what. Next tip, your stroller is your best friend.
Yes, it is.
If you have like any extra props that you're tired of carrying, you can put that in the stroller. Your stroller can carry other stuff like your diaper bag and some other containers to carry your formula if you are formula feeding. Speaking of diaper bags, bring one because you're definitely going to need it because he's going to have a lot of diaper changes.
And which brings us to the travel diaper bag that we had.
Yes, we had a travel diaper bag for him to sleep in because it turned into a little mini bassinet.
Which we're going to showcase right now.
Here we have this travel bassinet. This comes in handy for traveling with a baby. So you're going to open up the middle and you're going to take out a pad for the bedding. And you're going to take out some sticks to put inside the bassinet. So what you're going to do with the sticks is you're going to piece two of them together. Do the same for the other. Make sure you piece the correct ones together. Then you're going to open the front pocket and open up the bassinet. Then on the sides, you're going to insert the sticks. It does get hard putting them in there. So zip them up when you're done. And then afterwards, take the pad and put it inside the bassinet. You could also use the pad for diaper changing. You're done. Put the baby inside. Unfortunately, it only works for babies who are under about 6 months old. If your baby is learning to crawl, you might as well get a pack and play.
Okay, we're back.
Yeah. So, when I was booking the hotel for the convention, I had a special order that they would bring in a pack and play for the room. When we got there, they told us they didn't have one, but the diaper bag saved us.
Yes, it did. And what I did was I put extra blankets that they provided with us on the floor and stuck that very travel bassinet on the floor so it would be extra cushioned. And he slept through the night most of the time.
Yes, which was awesome.
He was a good baby wiggy. Ho ho.
Yes, he was.
Okay, so we had to lay him down because he was getting a little antsy.
Yeah, but anyway, back to what we were discussing. So now we are at the toddler age, which we don't have a toddler.
Just yet.
No. I'm going to share some tips that one of our friends on Facebook shared to us. And that is, take a full body picture of your child before you go to convention grounds. And the reason that is that whenever your child gets lost, you can show that picture to the staff and they will help you find your child. One more useful thing is that you can take a Sharpie and write your phone number on your child to where it's visible, and you can lay liquid Band-Aid on it so that it doesn't come off. And the reason that is that whenever your child gets lost, someone who finds your child and sees the phone number, they will take their phone number and dial it and call the parents.
But always keep an eye on your child anyway.
Of course,
your child could run off unexpectedly.
Oh yes, always got to keep your eye on your children. The more crowded it is, the more likely your child will get lost.
Okie dokie.
Okay, here's our next tip. No one likes screaming children, especially at the toddler age. So whenever it's needed, discipline must take action.
Even if you have to put them in timeout for a little bit.
Yeah, in front of a big crowd, or take them back to the hotel room if it's close. Yeah. Whatever's needed, gotta get disciplined. There's no one, I mean no one would not want to hear a screaming child. Not even us.
Yeah, we had no idea what to do exactly while taking him to a convention. We pretty much improvised, but we are creating this video so that anyone who's a couple that cosplays and is expecting a child, you know, can have some sort of pointer to go by.
And last but not least, no matter what you do at the convention, always put your children first.
Yes. Late night activities at the con,
With a small child,
non-existent. Just know that.
they need sleep. And lots of sleep.
The only way that you could do that is if one of you stayed at the room with the child while the other went out to do the fun night things. You could take turns like Friday night and Saturday night, but aside from that, it's going to be practically non-existent.
An adult is like 7 hours of sleep. Children is like 10 to 12 hours of sleep.
We forgot to mention it in the video, so we're going to say it right now. We brought our baby log to the convention, and this really saved us. This helped us remember when the baby was last fed and how long he slept, and we also recorded the times that he had his diaper changed. We do it all the time at home, and it was really useful at the convention as well. So I really suggest you bring a baby log. If you want to create your own baby log, you can either use a journal that you can buy from the dollar store or your local Walmart or Target, or you can use Microsoft Office on the computer. Either or, a baby log will save you at home and at the convention.
That's it on how to manage a small child at the convention. Thank you guys for watching.
Because we can! Ho ho!
Oh yes! Well, see ya. Bye-bye.
Bye.